The overriding emotions, just disappointed, distraught. How I've probably said it quite a few times to you guys in here, how we've managed to find the way, because that's what we've done. How we've found the way today to throw 2 points away is beyond belief, because we were in complete control, complete domination. Always asking a question, always on the front foot, trying to score a goal. We get our goal, they go down to 10 men, and then a moment, of a lapse of concentration, and that's all it was, because it's a dead ball, it's a goal kick. We concede, and find ourselves, man v man in the back third. I think if I try and take that 5, 6, 7 seconds away, it was one team in it tonight, and we backed up very, very well from Wednesday night. But it's obviously very disappointing.
How damaging is that going to be, do you think, in the context of the season, Kevin? I mean, it's 2 points lost. You lost 3 at home last week.
Yeah. In both the games as well. It's my opinion. In both the games, we were the better team. Tonight we were by far the better team. By far. Yet we don't find that resolve, or that. It doesn't take too much. You don't use too much energy. Organising your teammates. Yet we just don't organise ourselves. We make bad decisions followed by another bad decision, followed by another bad decision, and you pay the price. If you want to talk about the performance in the game, we were just far better than them. But obviously the result says 1-1, and that's what we're trying to achieve.
You talk about the result here and that. I mean, what's the difference between this season and last season? Because you had all that last season. Is it personnel? Is it Carl Valeri's absence? No. Michael, I'd prefer to just speak about everyone that was out there tonight. You know what? Because everything else becomes an excuse, and in times when situations like this arise, it's easy to look left and right, and it's easy to look for a reason. Ultimately, we were the far better team. If we would have hung on one, or if we would have finished the game 1-0, everyone was saying what a performance after Tuesday night. But in reflection, everyone reflects on the result, and rightly so. But in terms of the football, at times it was very, very good stuff. And like I said, the majority of it was in their half. Always asking the question. It was always us asking the question, and then ultimately you switch off for moments, and you concede. It certainly was a much better football in the second half. I mean, the first half seemed incredibly scrappy, very disjointed, lots of fouls. I mean, given what you said on...
Do you know the foul count, Lynchy?
I don't know, but it seemed...
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah,
and most of them when we were trying to get away in transition.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
About wanting not to have a stop-start game and the referee to take control of it.
I don't get one thing. I'm not. You know what? We put ourselves in this situation. Get that. I'm going to go on record. Get that clear. We put ourselves in this situation. But Chris, to his credit, he waits till the 92nd minute before he tells the keeper to hurry up on goal kicks. What was the point? The amount of fouls in transition. I don't think. It was. We'll take responsibility for our own demise tonight.
The foul count, Kevin, was 13-3 at half time.
Yeah, and at the end of the game?
Not sure.
23-9.
I mean, to what extent does Sydney FC need to take some responsibility for the way they play in terms of slowing down the contest, creating a spectacle that they do?
And I'm not going to get drawn into it. My issue, if you like, is not with what other teams do. That's why we've got a referee, and that's his responsibility to make sure. And he obviously feels that it was refed in the right way today. It's just hard to build momentum. People come to the stadium to see an exciting game of football here, and that was every time, or majority of the time, the game was stopped, and and it just makes it harder. We're still in control then because we can get the ball down and play and move the ball on quickly, so we're in control of our own tempo, but it's a little bit hard, and in the end it is what it is. It keeps what I don't understand, we keep saying, yeah, I've got the time. You know, I reckon it took 3 minutes for David Carney to take a corner in the second half. And we keep pointing to our watch, but I understand that you're adding time on. But what you've got to understand is that the game slowed down. The momentum, the sting's taken out of the game. That's just my opinion. I go back to what I said though. We take responsibility for our moment of lapse of concentration.
I think you're 8 points behind the Wanderers now, something like that. Adelaide's 5 ahead. Do you feel you can still make the top 2, or is that slipping right out of sight now?
I do. I honestly do. And you know, that belief will remain because I can't see any reason why, if we play to our maximum regularly, consistently, there's no reason why we can't go on a run and claw back those points. We play a lot of the teams around us, which is a positive, which is a bonus, because you want to play those teams in and around you. And you know, in a small 10-team competition. A lot of the teams in and around you play each other also, so things can turn very, very quickly. But you know, we've got to be better than that. And like I said, I'm over frustrated, I think, because we played them off the park, and then we come here with, you know, and we share the points with them. Oh. Enjoy your weekend.